Okay, we'll start now. Are you guys ready? First of all, good morning and welcome to the new year. And this is our first course and first workshop in this new year. From Hackerbook Technologies, we had a very good previous year in terms of training, free workshops, or any kind of workshops in the colleges, universities, and even from the jobs perspective also. All the participants who has joined in the previous trainings has got most of the jobs, and you can see some of our reviews in Google or Facebook page. And first of all, thanks for everyone. Okay, let us get into the today's workshop details. I'm sure like most of you are attending this session either to grasp some details about the ethical hacking or to know like what is meant by hacking, how to hack some mobile or web application. It can be anything or any kind of application which has some details about credit card details, photos, contacts, videos. I'm sure okay, each and everyone will have some kind of opinion about joining this course. But from our side, from Hackerbook Technologies, uh, I'll tell you like basic overview about where to start your ethical hacking career. Okay, so that includes technical, like what to learn about technically if you want to become a ethical hacker, and how this hacking can be done. We'll show even with some of the live examples. With it is not just about the theoretical workshop. We'll give a brief end-to-end ethical hacker, I can say like occupation or profession. How do they start and what are the details you need it, how tough it is. Okay. Meantime, if you guys have any questions, put your questions in the chat window. We can walk through that. Okay. Let us pitch into the today's agenda for the workshop. So this workshop is for 2 hours, but however, it will be done in 1.5 hours, and the 30 minutes is for the discussions. If you have any questions, we'll discuss that. So as part of this workshop, we'll start with some introduction and overview about the workshop and course highlights. So basically, not only about the workshop, in case if you want to go for a full-fledged course, what details we have from Hackerbook Technologies, and how is the workshop helping you to pitch into the cybersecurity career. All those things we'll discuss, and introduction about the trainer, right? That is a very important thing, because you should know your trainer well before you talk about any kind of workshop or course or anything. The next thing is cyber security. So most of you know what is meant by hacking, but however, if you want to become a professional hacker, okay, you should know about some basics. So what is meant by target, what is meant by asset, how many types of hackers are there, what is their intention, okay, and whether they are doing good or are they doing bad, and how to hack. I'm sure like 90% of the people are interested in only this thing, how to hack. We'll get into that, how to hack. The next one, security breaches, means in the real-time scenario, are there any security incidents? What is the impact? And then there is a concept called bug bounty hunting, where you can find some uh, loopholes, security loopholes. Those are called vulnerabilities. So if you can provide those loopholes for any company, any kind of application, you'll be rewarded. That also we'll discuss, and some live demo. And at last, security and privacy, and then questions and answers. Okay. So this is all the agenda for the next 1.5 hours. So some of the things to keep in mind, feel free to ask any kind of questions. Okay. That is one thing. Second thing, it is not just passive training, means I tell something, you listen. It is more of a like interactive session, which I'll be asking you questions just to know like how much understanding you have about the real world, real people in your real life. Okay. So simple questions also, if you know the answer, put your answer in the chat window. Then only it will be very good. Okay. I'll start with layman terms. For any kind of concept, I'll be starting with very layman terms to make you understand about how does this hacking happens. Then we'll get into the technically at the end. Okay. This is the agenda. Next thing, we'll start with the introduction about the trainer. So I'm Hari. I'm sure like most of you know me either through the Facebook or personally or through some other training, whether in, in the background training in any of the universities or colleges. And in case if you are not, if you are hearing me newly, this is the introduction about me, whatever you see in the screen. So I work as a security architect in one of the company, and along with that I do training. I don't take multiple batches. I take only one batch in 3 months, and it is also only in the morning hours, 1.5 hour, in case if you are going for a full course. Of course, after this workshop you guys will have 8 to 10 free sessions of the course without paying any money. You can get attend even the free. Okay. And some of the certificates which are in my pocket are CH, Certified Ethical Hacker, ECSA. These two are technically related to the ethical hacking. The last one is CISSP. This is more of like with architectural and managerial perspective, the certification, worldwide certification. Very few people will do this CISSP. In case there are some more conditions, in case if you are looking for any advanced certifications like CISSP, you require 5+ years of experience in the field, and you should clear the exam. In fact, at least 2 or 3 attempts is required and for anyone to clear that. If you are clearing it in first attempt, that is really a good achievement. Okay. This is all about my professional background and technical background. Now let us get started with some of the questions first, because every time I get a call from some of the trainees or some people who are interested in the ethical hacking, very common questions I'll be getting. First, we'll cover that very straightforward. Along with that, if you have any questions, put your questions in the chat window. Okay. One second, guys. Thank you, Chaitanya. I just turned off these notifications. Next. So I'm sure like all of you would have already provided these details. In case if you have not provided, just message me your email, name and contact. So we do provide the certification for this workshop. If you need it for your reference, we'll provide the workshop certification on ethical hacking. For that, we need your details. Next thing, let us go through some of the questions you might be having about this course or about the ethical hacking in general. So first question, if you want to become an ethical hacker, you want to go through some course. Does this course requires any prerequisite? So in general, most of the training institutes, they directly pitch into the cyber security and ethical hacking tools and concepts. But from HackerBook, we are going to train you from basics. There is no prerequisite. Even if you don't have any IT background knowledge also, you can join for the course only from HackerBook. Can anyone from non-IT background learn this course? Of course, yes. Okay. The third one, does the cybersecurity or ethical hacking course needs programming language? So what is the answer? Not necessary. Okay, there are multiple job roles in ethical hacking. Some people work on hacking concepts related to the Wi-Fi. Some people will be dedicated to mobile penetration testing, which is nothing but mobile hacking. Some people will be dedicated to web application hacking. Okay, web application pen testing. There also we don't require any programming language. Some people who work as a developer, they want to concentrate more on how to prevent attacks. Okay, so in that case, it is yes. So I can say like approximately out of 8 to 10 job roles, only one job role requires programming. Good to have programming, but it is not mandatory. I see a question from Sanjay. Is a session getting recorded? Yes, it is getting recorded. We'll share the recorded session for you, for everyone. The next question, is it only theoretical training or includes practical labs? So just going through a theoretical training, not only from here, from any kind of institute is not going to help you, especially in ethical hacking. Ethical hacking is like an ocean. So there are so many concepts. Unless you dirty your hands with a lot of tools and concepts, then only you are going to remember that. If you are not practicing, you don't remember these concepts. Again, one more thing. Uh, Basically, you should need hands-on training, or else you'll forget the concepts. That is one thing. So along with theoretical training, you need practical labs. So in today's session, I'm going to show you some concepts about the practicals, but in reality, in the complete course, we are going to set up some virtual labs for you so that you can practice everything that is required for an ethical hacker. So our course is more relevant for the people who are just college passed outs to 8+ years of experience. Does the course covers remediation techniques along with exploitation? I'm sure these are some new terms, but however, I'll give some basic details. Remediation means fixing, okay? Along with exploitation. Exploitation means basically hacking. It is not just about hacking. Basically, real hackers who are criminals, they will be more concentrated towards the hacking, okay? But we are professional hackers. We know how to hack it. We will give a proof of concept like something has been hacked, but our agenda, our intention is not about stealing something. We want to protect the software organizations, people, customers, their assets, or their content. Okay. So prevention techniques is also important along with hacking techniques. So our course includes even the prevention techniques. The next one, who are eligible to take up this course? So you can read out here, college passed outs. So definitely it is a very good opportunity for them to get into the cybersecurity field. Domain shift. In case if you are working as a manual tester or a developer or front-end developer or just a security engineer or network engineer, it is very good option for you to transform into an ethical hacking engineer. So you can see some of the examples: technical role to network security engineer, big data engineer to web application pen tester, non-IT to IT job. Yes, exactly. Even if you don't have any background knowledge about the information technology, about the software, we are going to train you in from everything with zero knowledge to become an ethical hacker. And in case if you are passionate about cybersecurity, some people will be there. They'll learn about hacking, but they don't want to work. They don't want to hack, just like a passion. There are many hackers like that. They don't want money. They don't want to work. Just because they want to do a time pass or they want to check their skills, whether they can hack some target or device. That is the reason they learn hacking. Of course, it is your choice what is the reason you are hacking, but if you are trying to prove your skills, there are some regulatories. It is not like you can hack any application. There are some process for it. We'll go through it soon. So what is the duration of the course? In case if you are looking for a full course, not only about the workshop, it will go for 2 months, daily 1.5 hours in the weekdays, On weekend batches, as of now, we don't have any weekend batch. So the timelines, whatever I have mentioned here are wrong, but the next batch is going to start in another 3 days, January 20th. Okay. Do we have any certification like CEH after the course? Yes. So along with the course from HackerBook Technologies, we provide some certification. And I'm sure like already you know the figure, what is the amount we are charging for the full course. We are charging 20,000, but however, for the initial 20 members out of 35 members batch, we provide for 12,000 itself, so that in case if you are seriously looking for ethical hacking course, you can make use of this opportunity. What are the things we are going to cover as part of this course? We are going to discuss at the end. Okay. The last one, do we get any material for reference? So each and every session will be recorded, that will be shared to you. Along with that, all the PDF documents, the softwares that are required for hacking, the entire toolkit. Okay, I mean to say, so virtual images, virtual tools, recorded videos, PDFs, everything you get after this course. For the workshop, only the recorded video. So these are the common questions which I used to get from a lot of people. So there's a reason I have covered this. If you have any more questions apart from this, you can feel free to message me in the chat window. I give 1 minute of time. Message me in the chat window if you have any questions. We'll discuss right now, or else we'll pitch into the actual hacking now. Anyone? Any questions about the course, workshop, hacking? If it is a simple answer, I'll respond immediately. If it is going to take time, we'll discuss at the end. So the objective of the workshop is to make you understand what is meant by ethical hacking, how does the hackers are surviving, okay, and what skills do you need to become an ethical hacker, okay, and what are the job opportunities. Not only about the skills, if you learn about hacking, what are the job opportunities, all those things we'll discuss in the workshop. I see a question from some of the people. Do you provide permission to hack any device? So for practice, I'm going to show you some targets so you can practice with those targets. In reality, you are not supposed to hack any application, any website, any device without their permission. Okay. There is a first question from Hemant. Second question, is bug bounty included in this course? Yes, of course. We are going to train you all the vulnerabilities that you see commonly in the bug bounty. Already I used to post some of the vulnerabilities in the WhatsApp group. What is the reward? What kind of vulnerability? Similar kind of vulnerabilities, I'm going to show it to you. You are going to practice in your system, everything. One more question from Santosh. Currently, I'm working as a system admin. Can I switch to cyber security? Yes, of course. Cyber security engineers request complete knowledge about infrastructure, applications, and even about people mindset. People mindset in the sense, say for example, you want to get some OTP from some person's mobile. You cannot ask like, I'm trying to hack your mobile, please share your OTP. Do you ask in such a way? They don't share, they don't provide the required OTP. If you ask in such a way, you should be convincing. You should play your social engineering skills. Like, sir, you have got 1 lakh of gift voucher for your mobile number. Within a day, we are going to send that voucher along with some gift also. Please share 1 6-digit number, whatever the number you get into your mobile. If you ask in this fashion, definitely they will share the OTP. These are called social engineering skills. Okay, so compared to system admin, ethical hacking and cyber security has more priority, more importance. So definitely that is a very good path, professional path. One more question from Jack. Does this course includes penetration testing? Yes, of course. We are going to show you complete end-to-end cyber security hacking. Is the data protection part of cyber security? Yes. Cyber security is vast. We are protecting the data. Only thing is, data is behind servers. It is not like data is displayed in plain text. These are stored in some servers, and these servers are protected from lot of tools. We are going to see those tools in this workshop. One more question from Ely. Okay, same question. Is data protection part of cyber security job? Yes, exactly. So I see one more question. Gautam Kumawat, Indian hacker, providing the course only for 5,000. Yeah, that will be great. But however, remember, it is not about just hacking. The course is mainly meant for hacking prevention techniques, and there is some process to follow when you get into the job. It is not about, okay, I learned hacking, I'll get into some software company and go on hacking the web applications. There is the few process you should know, like when to perform hacking, what is mean by development lifecycle, what is the different job roles of a software tester, developer, architect, what is mean by deployment, when do you start security testing, which is nothing but ethical hacking, how to provide a report, how to provide rating, and there are a lot of advantages here. That is the reason we charge 12K. You get interview questions of 400 plus interview questions, recorded videos, real-time projects, and resume preparation, mock interviews, placements, everything end to end it is covered. That's the reason we charge 20K, but as an offer we provide 12K. So even I can provide for 5K all those recorded videos, all those things, but I don't be having any kind of interaction with you. I don't want to do that. You can reach out to me anytime if you guys have any questions, whether you join for the course or not. Okay? Yes. Next question. What is the difference between cyber security and ethical hacking? We are going to learn that in this course. Okay? The next one, do you provide any jobs according to ethical hacking after completion of this course? Yes, of course, we are going to provide a lot of job opportunities for you. We are going to prepare you for all these jobs. Required materials? Yes, I'm going to provide all the required materials. Last 30 seconds for the questions now. Again, we'll discuss at the end. Anyone? I got around 10 to 15 questions. Good that all of you are interacting. I'm studying third year of graduation. Is it relevant to me to go through this course? Yes, of course. Nowadays you see, right? 15 years kid hacked some web application which he has got rewarded for $1,000, $2,000. The early you get into this field, the more expertise you get it. Best programming language for cybersecurity. I would say like any programming language which involves OOPS concepts, object-oriented programming. That is good in case if you are especially looking for bug bounty. But if you are going for a job, it is not necessary to have programming language. Okay. So I see one question from Pranit. I am completely new to the ethical hacking and cyber security. Will I be able to complete this course? Yes, of course. That's the reason. That's what I'm saying. In general, most of the training institutes, they directly pitch into the tools, hacking, everything. But without knowing the basics, how can you learn? If you can learn alphabets, then you know the meaning of some sentences and words. If you don't know the alphabets, you cannot finish this course. But in our course, we teach from alphabets. So, okay. In this job, need any education? In fact, if you are going for a professional job, they ask for graduation. If you are going for bug bounty, there is no need on any kind of educational qualification. Yes, we are going to provide job opportunities after this course. Last question from anyone. We'll start with basics now, because I'm sure all of you have attended this course to know the essence of ethical hacking. So how does this ethical hacking world looks like? So we'll start from basics. By the end of this workshop, I'm sure all of you have some kind of understanding. Where does the ethical hackers play a role? What is its importance? All those things. It is worth for any 10+2 students, graduates, even for working professionals who has 2 years to 10 years of experience. Among artificial intelligence, machine learning, web development, cyber security, which is best for our career? This question I'm going to answer at the end, okay? Because you don't know the cyber security now. if I give you the answer, you may have some kind of confusion. One question asked by Vamsi Krishna is, among artificial intelligence, machine learning, web development, cyber security, which is important? Let us discuss that later. One more question. I am from non-technical background. How is this useful? Basically, as of now, you are from non-technical background, but once you finish this course, you will become a perfect ethical hacker. You can utilize your skills in a job, or you can utilize your skills in bug bounty hunting, freelancing, anything. Okay. So there are some course highlights. I'll discuss this at the end. Let us get into the actual course. Okay. The workshop. So however, this is the course highlights. I'm not going to read out now. I want to take you to some basics before I answer some of the things that are required for course or some of your questions. Okay, let us get started with cybersecurity now. Okay, as I said, it is of interactive session. I'm sure a lot of you would have heard data security. Where is this data? What is data? Right? Information. So what is the difference between data and information? Put your answer in the chat window, everyone. In case, so I'm not expecting the correct answer. Okay, but what is your opinion? What is your guess? That's what I'm expecting. What is meant by data? What is the information? What is the difference between them? Think of it for 30 seconds and reply it in the chat window. All of you are hacking passionates, right? So definitely you should know what is meant by data, what is meant by information. One thing is, not both are not same. I'm giving you that clue, both are not same. Then what is the difference? So everything is data, but all data is info. I just read out some of your answers. Reply to everyone so that other people are aware, like what are the possible answers. Data is individual in unit, not information. Data is a matter. Information is, however, how much we know about data. Total information altogether is called data. Okay, some of you are able to answer it correctly. And there are 2 seconds, 10 seconds. Okay, in very simple terms, yes, of course, most of you, whoever are replied, all of you are able to answer it correctly. Just to make it very clear, data means anything. It is basically raw, complete data. Okay, there is no, it is not processed data. So assume like there is a database or some storage. You are storing everything. You are dumping everything into that storage. Now, out of that storage, I want some personal details of all the users or customers, their name, mobile number, their address. So name, mobile number, address. So this specific thing is called information. Basically, information means some meaningful thing is there. Okay. So processed data is called information, and information is subset of data. Data is large. Information is small. Basically, information we try to extract from the data. Okay. That is the difference between data and information. The reason why we are discussing about this data and information is, you can see a lot of hackers, right? Hackers, ethical hackers. What are they trying to do at the end? You consider your mobile, or you consider some web application or network. What are they trying to do? They try to steal the information, okay? Or they try to steal the data. Whether they steal data or information, final thing is they want some information out of it. Why do they collect the information? Each and every information has some value. What do you mean by value? Some assets, basically. Everything has got some kind of proportionate money related value for it. For example, If I ask you, all of you, to share your internet banking username and password to me, do you guys share to me or not? Yes or no? Can I get the answer? I am asking you to share your internet banking details. Are you guys ready to share? Yes? No? What do you think? Is there anyone who is ready to share the internet banking details? Absolutely. No, it is pretty much straightforward. The reason is, if you share your banking details to me, username and password, I can use that account and transfer money to my account so that I'll get benefited in terms of money, in terms of asset. The same thing hackers are going to do. Though you are not ready to share your details, the hackers are going to hack your applications or mobile devices or online banking details. Their objective is not about stealing your login details. They want to steal some data. Okay? Data in the sense, from data they try to extract information. Let me change the font. So by the time I provide some details here, some data, some of the examples of the data, I expect everyone to message at least one website, okay, website name or website URL, which has some value associated with it. Can I get one example of the website or the URL or the company in the chat window, which has a data in the background? Background in the sense, it can be database or it can be in the form of paper or whatever it is. So if you ask me the same question, I will say flipkart.com, from Flipkart, or jntu.ac.in. It is a college website. Like that, all of you try to provide one example of the website. So I try to give some details by the time you reply to my question. Okay. Take 1 minute of time and I would expect one answer from everyone, one website. Another 30 seconds. I'm assuming like so far everything is good. All of you are able to follow whatever I'm teaching. Okay. We'll get into the technical skills soon. But before that, so I want to explain about hacking in the layman terms. Everyone should be able to understand, even if you are from non-IT background. Okay. Let me read out some of the websites. Okay, youtube.com, chrome.com, so youtube.com for the entertainment, right? I'll just type one or few examples from each category. Amazon, again it is e-commerce. Am I correct? Flipkart, Amazon, then Amazon.in, Join Indian Army. It is about government website, I can say. Join Indian Army. Just pardon me with respect to the spellings. Then Shopclose, Amazon, APM set is about the results. Then web.whatsapp.com, again it is social networking, right? Did I type anything on the social networking? So Facebook. Then what else we have? WhatsApp. Fine. Anything else? Google.com, again social networking and search engine. SAC.in, not sure what is the website do. If you can provide more details, it will be good. SSC.in, Wix.in, KS, KC or KIT Telangana.government website. So we have, if you consider these websites, so not like each and every website is for the same purpose. Some are for e-commerce. They want to sell some products online. Some are for social engineering. They want to they want to connect with their friends. They want to share some videos, pictures to their friends and closed ones. So some are related to social networking and some are the government websites. Okay. Like this, we have a lot of applications. Nowadays, whatever is the website you are talking about, do you know their turnaround? I mean to say, turnaround capital in a year, it will be in crores of dollars. Am I correct? What is the investment for them? Investment is just infrastructure. Am I correct? If you want to go with a startup, what is required? You need not need crores of hundreds of employees or hundreds of systems. Even with 5 people, you can start a company with minimal infrastructure. Like 5 computers are enough to start some company and a website. You just need to host a website, right? Most of the companies are started like that. Now their turnover is crores of dollars. Employee strength itself is like thousands. For example, Facebook you take. What is the employee strength of Facebook across the globe approximately? So is it in tens, hundreds, thousands, lakhs? Any guess, anyone? What is the employee strength of Facebook? Is it in hundreds, lakhs? So basically, I see like it will be around 60,000. Okay, and also the package of each and everyone will be minimum of 10 lakhs and maximum it will be in crores, hundreds of crores. If you consider shares also, I'm talking about salary itself. So why are they paying so much of amount for their employees? Because they are earning with the help of software. So each and every website, can I say like if the employees altogether are earning hundreds crores of amount as salary and their turnover is in billions, how important is Facebook.com? I'm taking one example, but in general, it is applicable for any kind of website, any kind of app in the mobile. So I have taken Facebook as an example. So can I say like Facebook has some value associated with it. I don't want anyone to hack the Facebook. If they hack it, definitely they get a lot of money. So how are they getting lot? Because there is some data or information beneath the Facebook or any kind of website. So what are they going to do with these details? Of course, the final objective is money. I need money, so I hack it. So, but within this information, there is some category, personal details like I'm sure like each and everyone's mobile number has some value. It can be 1 rupee or 5 rupees or and financial data, definitely it has a lot of importance. If I talk about personal details, name, email, mobile number, of course, it is not like you should not share these details. you should be shared on need-based sharing only. Don't think like I have collected your name, email, and mobile number. There is a necessity to collect, okay, because that is required. You have to share your mobile number to your friends. It is not like you have to share it to all the advertisement people, spam, hackers, right? Need-based circulation, personal details. How about financial details? Can I get one example of financial details from each and everyone? What do you mean by financial details or financial information? One example from everyone. Account number, yes. Reply to everyone. These kind of questions. Bank account number. Your income. Income is also financial details. That figure. Assume like you are the richest person in your area. Definitely the thieves will target only you. Okay. So you should not reveal your income, though you are earning. Debit card information, credit card information, login details, mobile number, banking app details. Okay. Debit card details, credit card details, all these things will fall under financial details. Okay. All OTP and any kind of authentication factors like your thumb impression. Do you share your thumb impression, printed thumb impression with anyone? I don't think so. Okay. So ensure like each and everything has some value compared to the personal details. Financial details is more sensitive. So what is meant by proprietary then? Top secret information. How different is it from financial details? Proprietary. Coca-Cola. So many people are interested in knowing the formula of how do they prepare this Coca-Cola so that they get unique taste of their drinks. Okay. Similarly, even most of the companies, they have the proprietary data to protect their proprietorship. There is something called patents. Am I correct? Patents. Each and every country is gone with some kind of patents. Mainly, US is the one which plays major role in providing the patents. So if you have some patent which your entire organization is dependent on, then they earn a lot of money. If it is compromised, definitely it has huge impact on their organization. Okay, so all this together information is called is to be protected from the hackers. So what does the hackers do? Hackers will try to target mobiles, web applications, network, or any kind of devices so that they can steal this information. Indirectly they are trying to get some money. There are different ways how they get money. Either directly they can get the online access, or they steal some information and blackmail the victims. There are different ways. Okay, so let us learn about hackers and ethical hackers now. Okay, you guys are clear, right? What is the main thing behind these organizations which are earning in dollars, crores of dollars, billions of dollars? It is just because of the data. Okay, now hackers are there to steal the information. Then what is meant by ethical hacker? Basically hackers are meant for bad. These are real hackers. Okay, if they get online access to your banking application, they steal entire your money. Ethical hackers check if target can be anything, as I said. Check if target can be hacked and provide a fix. When Facebook is earning crores of dollars, billions of dollars, we are protecting their organization, right? Ethical hackers said they provide. Definitely it is their responsibility, and ethical hackers are paid more compared to the even directors or managers. That is the importance of ethical hackers. Okay, this is about the brief introduction. There are some security principles in general, like if you want to become ethical hacker, you should know about some basics about what are the 3 security principles. Does anyone know in this class what are the 3 principles of information security? So what do you mean by hacking? One word answer. Anyone? What do you mean by hacking? I'm expecting, I am not expecting the perfect answer, but nearby answer. Hacking means stealing information, stealing money, stealing data without their consent. Yes, stealing, gaining access, unauthorized access, collection of information, getting unauthorized access, manipulating data from another computer without owner permission, accessing to exploit and gain access. Yes, exactly. Exploitation is about gaining access, but once the hacker gains access, what is that he is going to do? That's what we are going to discuss now. So basically, when do you say some company has been hacked or compromised? So we say like if some of the security, some of the data, what is that? I'm not able to get. We call it like CIA trade. Okay. So in case if the whatever the answer you guys have replied is about accessing. Okay. So you're saying like unauthorized access. So if there is any kind of unauthorized access, we say like confidentiality is compromised. Confidentiality, unauthorized access. Okay, unauthorized access. So in most of the cases or most of the people will have this definition when I say about hacking, but in general, when you talk about the real hacking, it is not about unauthorized access. Okay, it is also about unauthorized modification or deletion. Okay, this is not so. For example, your username and password is there. I can just read that. That is also compromised. Basically, you can say like some account is compromised. Modification. Assume like I cannot read anything, but still I am able to modify your data. That is also hacking. The other one is disturbing. Disturbing the apps or servers. I cannot read, I cannot modify, but still I'm able to bring down some of the critical infrastructure or servers. That is called disturbing the apps or servers. Basically, we call it like disturbing availability. Availability in the sense, whenever you try to procure any kind of cloud related servers or services, they have to give a SLA that our servers will be online. 99.99% always our website is available online. In case if the website is on and off or server is on and off, I don't think they will get good customers or stakeholders. Okay, so the first one is called confidentiality, the second one is called integrity, the third one is called availability. Okay, these are the three principles of information security which everyone should be familiar with in case if you want to get into the ethical hacking. CIA, confidentiality, integrity, and availability, the three principles of information security. So all these three principles we have to protect for any kind of web application or mobile device or network. Okay, great. Let us get back to the course now. So with this, I'm sure like what you guys have got some understanding about what is that ethical hackers are trying to do. They try to protect the information which is behind the websites, web servers, devices. Okay. So let us go in detail about real hackers versus ethical hackers. What are the tools they are going to use? We are going to cover some demo as well. Okay. What are the skills that are required for a hacker to hack some kind of target? Maybe like we'll just have this theory for another 10-15 minutes. After that, I'll show you practically, we'll get into the practical way of seeing how this hacking can be done. Okay, live demo, just another 10-15 minutes. because I'm sure like most of you are interested in the live demos instead of theoretical things. We have covered this course highlights also. I'll take it up at the end because I'm sure like already most of you would have seen this in any of the material we discussed about. Now let us come talk about ethical hacker. So there are two different real hackers, ethical hackers. Real hackers, if they come to know you, as I already mentioned, the differences between real hackers and ethical hackers. Now we'll talk about their way of functioning. Okay. So the target, you talk about real hackers, which are criminals, compared to the ethical hackers like software professionals like me. Okay. The target is same. It is not about a different target. Both of them will try to target a website or some servers or mobiles, networks, apps. So any kind of apps in your mobile device, or it can be some IoT devices also. Can IoT devices be hacked? What are the IoT devices? Anything, any kind of device that is connected over internet and which can be controlled through the internet. What are the examples of IoT? Your refrigerators, fans, cameras, all those things can be controlled. Okay, the target is same for both real hackers and ethical hackers. How are they finding these? How are they hacking basically? They're hacking because there are some loopholes. Loopholes in the sense, someone who designed this website, he is not good technically, or there are not, or they don't have enough security controls, protection for their applications. There is a reason. So those are basically called loopholes. There is a reason either real hackers or hackers able to gain access to the target. We'll go with a live example, how they can gain access to their web applications. How about the tools? Are they using same tools or different tools, hackers and ethical hackers? Of course, both will use the same tools. So I have listed some of the examples of the tools, but however, there are a lot of tools. And one more interesting thing about ethical hacking is it doesn't take more time to learn the tools. I can teach you all the tools within a day, but only thing is what tool to use for which target, what kind of architecture it is, what kind of, is it a 32-bit system, 64-bit system, or is it a Windows, or is it a Linux? Is it a Java based application, C# based application, or PHP application? So depending on the target, you have to select the tools and the process. Okay. So this is all the difference between the real hackers and ethical hackers. So what is the intention? You can read it here: stealing, extortion, passion. So if you are hacking with passion, that is also a crime. Okay. So in case if real hackers are caught, they'll be put into jail. But ethical hackers, they take the permission of the application owner and they try to hack it. So the intention of ethical hackers is to secure systems network, defend national security, gather trust and confidence from customers. Okay. As I said, real hacking is illegal, not safe. So ethical hacking, it is legal and cool work. There is no difference. In fact, only difference is you are taking permission of the app owner. I'm going to check your application for security, whether it is secured or not, and I'm going to charge amount for it. That's the difference between ethical hackers and real hackers. Yes, now we are clear about the real hackers versus ethical hackers. I'm sure all of you here who are attending the workshop wants to become ethical hackers, not the real hackers. And I have the license to teach only ethical hackers, not the real hackers. But only thing is, both real hackers and ethical hackers are using same tools. I cannot guarantee, or like I cannot monitor you whether you are doing real hacking or ethical hacking. But from the ethical hacking perspective, I am going to train you from each and everything. So what skills do you require if you really want to become a hacker? Let us see about the skills required. So I'm sure like computer is mandatory, right? Some operating system. So you should know about OS basics, Windows and Linux. So some of you might be new to Linux. Once you attend the complete course, we are going to cover the Linux basics. And computer networks. You should know how these computers are talking to each other. What are the different ports, different protocols, how is these protocols are framed, what is the OSI TCP layer, what is the IP address, what is IPv4, IPv6, what is MAC address, okay, what is meant by socket, very much basics. I'm sure like even if you are from non-IT background, you'll be able to finish OS basics in 2 days, computer network basics in 3 days. And one of the advantage with us is we are not going to teach you in sequence like computer network basics continuously for 3 days. Depending on the kind of attack, whatever you are practicing in the labs and the details that are required. What are the basics do you need? OS basics you need for that. Computer network basics you need for it. So that is how our course curriculum is scheduled if it is for a full course. Web technologies. So you can see like all the companies, Flipkart, Facebook, all the e-commerce companies, healthcare domains, Manipal.com, or all the hospitals, all these web, websites, they're doing business, all these companies, with the help of website. Without website, they cannot do the business. So as an ethical hacker, you should have good knowledge about understanding this HTML code, CSS code, and JavaScript code. You need not develop a complete web page just like a front-end developer, but you should understand the workflow. I'm sure like uh, just within a day, all of you will be able to develop individual HTML files. Okay. Cyber security basics concepts. So first three things, OS basics, computer networks, web technologies. These are like generic things which every ethical hacker or a developer or tester should know it. But however, cyber security basic concepts means what is meant by a threat, what is meant by vulnerability, what is meant by hacking. So, and what is meant by CIA, different types of hackers. All these things will be covered in cyber security basics. Once you're familiar with all these basics, then we'll get into the actual hacking. Web application hacking, web servers, networks, wireless networks, Wi-Fi hacking, Android hacking. All those things will be covered as part of full course, but in our workshop, we'll try one or two cases, web application hacking and web server hacking. There are 20 to 30 techniques. I'm going to cover 2 techniques in today's class or today's workshop. Another techniques few in the free classes, and if you want to go through the complete techniques of hacking, you have to attend the full course. Okay, once you learn all these things, the remaining three things that are there for you to earn money, like software process, secured SDLC. If you are getting into the software job, how do you utilize, what is your role as a ethical hacker? Or if you're going for a bug bounty hunting, how do you start? You know how to hack it, but there is some process for each and everything. Freelancer, this is left to you, but I would recommend first 2 things are very important. Either a job or a bug bounty hunter. These are the 2 things which will give you money along with your passion on ethical hacking. So if you are attending our course, along with these things, I'm going to teach you on Java basics, Java course, OOPS, okay, and DevSecOps, which is from the Java perspective, this will be having some kind of extra advantage. That is the reason we are going to cover Java programming and DevSecOps. It is not mandatory, the last 2 things. And for all the once you have learned all these techniques, the target is same, whichever I have discussed already. So how about job opportunities? Yes, I was already saying that cybersecurity is not a single job role. There are multiple streams. Okay, by finishing this course, you can fall into any of the streams. It is not like you learn Java, you will become a Java developer. You are learning C Sharp, you will become C Sharp developer. You are learning about ServiceNow tool, you have to try only on ServiceNow tool job. Or if you are learning about some other Oracle app tools, you have to get a job only on Oracle apps. Cyber security is vast, and there are different job roles in that. What are those job roles? You can see at the bottom, SOC analyst. They try to monitor the loopholes. Remember, loophole is nothing but a defect, which is a called vulnerability. That is a term which is used in ethical hacking field, vulnerability. Okay. So the job of SOC analyst or people who work on SIEM tool is they will monitor these vulnerabilities and they report to the concerned team. So the basics that are required. Once you are familiar with all these basics, you are qualified for any of these job roles. Network security engineer means you would have seen some of the yellow cables in any kind of IT organization, right? Yellow cable behind the computer, there will be a slot where you put internet connection. That is called NIC card. Okay. So basically, network security engineers mostly concentrate on the connectivity between host to host and client to server, what kind of port, what kind of protocols they are using. The main tools that are required for network security engineer is Nmap, Wireshark, Metasploit, Hydra, okay, Netcat. Some more tools are there. I have listed some of the examples here. And for penetration testing, you can become a web application pen tester, or you can become an endpoint management engineer, where you have to work on firewalls, DLP devices, okay, or antivirus products. Sorry guys. Asset management. This is partially into IT admin and also into the security, external and internal IP penetration testing. So they want to check their application from the hacker perspective. So as an external penetration tester or external hacker, you have to validate their software and infrastructure. Audits once in 3 months, once in 6 months, each and every company, they will do the audits. So this also requires cyber security knowledge. And the last one is bug bounty. So first 7 are from the job perspective. Last one is not about job. It is not like 10 to 5 working. Whenever you are free, you can work on bug bounty. But bug bounty is challenging one. Okay. So these are the required skills that if you want to become an ethical hacker. So the same. Okay. Now, another 5 minutes. Okay. We'll work on the demo. Just we'll study about the IT infrastructure and then we'll get into the demo. I think IT ecosystem you guys have already seen. For all these websites, it is based on the client server communication, request and response. Okay. And each and every website will have web server, application server, and database server. You are the one of the user, you send a request and you get a response from the server. So you are not the only user. There will be thousands of users like this, and everyone will be sending a request and they will be getting a response. So among these users, hackers also one of the users. They try to send some malicious request and then try to get some information as part of response. Some of the companies are the websites which are vulnerable for any kind of hacking. It can be any company from any domain. It need not be like only e-commerce. You can see some news channels, some insurance companies, ticket booking apps, social networking apps. Okay, all these companies are vulnerable for hacking. Okay, so all these companies requires hackers. Okay, this just hold on. Let us see some live examples. So any kind of IT organization, as I said, it is not only about the web server or application server. There will be a lot of other security controls within that company, right? For example, this is how in IT infrastructure in general looks like. Assume like ABC Bank is one of the banking company. It has their own infrastructure, web server, application, database server. So along with that, there will be employees working in that company. Those are called workstations. And there will be some segmentation between the between the intranet and internet. Okay, intranet means internal network. Some of the websites tools will be accessible only if you are in the company within their network. If you are out of network, you cannot reach their application. So that is called intranet and internet. So along with these servers, there are a few more devices like switches, routers, load balancers, honeypots. So all these things are protected with firewall and IDS and IPS. Let us not go too much into these security controls. Just for your understanding, how does the hacking can happen? What are the security controls? That's what we are mainly concentrated at. So these are the different techniques how you can hack any kind of web application. So we are going to cover two kinds of attacks within this today. Okay. I'm sure like too much of theory. Let us get into, these are some of the companies which were hacked some time back in the history. So there is a loss in billions or in millions. Okay. Let us get into the live demo now. How does this live hacking can happen? I'll take a very simple example so that if you are logged in from mobile or logged in from desktop PC, you guys also can try this attack. For example, there is a website. This is a testing website. Anyone can try hacking this website. Hacking in the sense, it can be in any way. You can compromise confidentiality, integrity, or availability. But let us talk about one simple scenario, sign in. I don't know the username and password. Okay, I'm giving 2 minutes of time for you. So can you guys tell me how to hack this application? I want to check the login to this application. How do you proceed? So if you are from a testing background, manual tester or quality analyst, how do you test this login page? So the target is ultramutual.com. Now, if I ask you to try hacking, you have to check for different things. If you want to validate, valid username, password. In case if you know the username and password, whether it is working or not working. How do you hack? One clue I'm going to give you is default credentials. Most of the times, you forget to delete the known login credentials. What are the known login credentials? Username as username, password as password, username as admin, password as password. These are the some things which you see most of the cases. If you consider any router at your mobile, in case if you are connected, Airtel router, D-Link router, or ACT, all these things will have different default credentials. You can log into the default gateway also. The voice decreased. Just give me a second. Okay, how about now? Okay, try hacking this website. Any clue, anyone? You tell me what username and password I can provide in this website. So in case if you want to hack, you can provide admin some junk characters. Sure, Prakash. No idea, anyone? Okay. In general, I'm sure like maybe like if you are trying with your, if you want to check, if you want to try to log into your friend's Facebook account or some other Gmail account, you try with their names, right? Assume like J Smith 1234, you provide wrong password, failed. J Smith is the actual user. 12345 or admin at the rate 123 5 again failed. So you try all these combinations if you are a normal user or a manual tester, and you will not be able to succeed. So there is a job role called manual tester in IT industry. Their job is to validate the login, but they'll not be having ethical hacking background. So if you are an ethical hacker, the way how you try is you try with default credentials first. So for admin, what password I can give? If admin is a username, common password for admin. Anyone try to guess? Not sure. Okay, I'll do one thing. There was a VM that is running in the background. I turned off that VM. Okay. All of you try with admin/admin and check whether it is login successful or not. Is my voice clear now? I want the result. Check admin as the username and admin as the password and confirm it. Not sure what is the problem. Let me do one thing. The Give me a minute. I'll close some of the applications. Can you check the login with admin and admin and confirm me in the chat window? Let me check that. Login is success. Right? You can see the sign off and you can see the admin user. Sign off again. Still, let me do one thing. All of you be connected to the session. I'll reconnect back. Okay. I'll connect back in a minute. Meantime, I'll give one more assignment. I'll give you the explanation. I want all of you try with this username and password. I'll send you the payload. 1 or 1 is equal to 1. So try with this username as this sentence and password as this sentence and this word. Basically, we call it like payloads in security terms. Try with this and confirm me, everyone. Okay, you want me to repeat? Sorry, guys. Is it audible? At least you are able to understand the question. There is a website, altomutual.com. I want you to click on sign in. Give username as this one. Password also the same thing, like this. Check whether you are able to log in successfully or not. That's the question I have asked. Confirm in the chat window. Login success or failed with the payload of same thing which I have messaged in the chat window. Okay, I'll reconnect back within 2 minutes. Okay, give me a second.